X Games. X Games. Focus question. What are the X Games and how have they evolved? The first 900. The crowd at the 1999 Summer X Games watched as extreme sports history unfolded before their eyes. Professional skateboarder Tony Hawk had already tried the trick 10 times and fell with every attempt. Hawk dropped into the C-shaped half-pipe ramp for try number 11. He gained speed and on the second pass he lifted off. He crawled into a ball and spun sideways 2.5 times. He landed, wobbled for a moment, then stayed upright. He'd nailed the 900, 2.5 360-degree spins in the air for the first time in competition. The X Games, sport for extreme games, is a sporting competition that features amazing athletes performing during daring acts. BMX athletes race and execute stunts on off-road bicycles while Moto X athletes use off-road motorcycles. Snowboarders launch themselves to the height of five-story building. All X Game athletes had something in common. They pushed themselves to the extreme to perform incredible feats. How the X Games came to be. ESPN is an American-based sports cable network that broadcasts in more than 60 countries. By the already 1990s, it was already becoming a media giant. To keep building business, ESPN executives researched the interests of young American sports fans. They found a surprising shift. A shrinking percentage of young people were following traditional sports like football, basketball, and baseball. At the same time, a growing number were passionate about extreme sports that test individual skill and gets. To attract this fan base, ESPN began brainstorming a new breed of sports event. In the summer of 1995, ESPN launched its first extreme games in Rhode Island and Vermont in the northeastern United States. Almost 200,000 people attended the games, thousands more watched on television. Athletes from around the world jumped, skated, biked, and more to win gold, silver, and bronze medals. They also competed for prize money. Organizers classified 27 events into 9 different categories: bungee jumping, echo challenging, inline skating, skateboarding, sky surfing, sport climbing, street luge, biking, and water sports. Many longtime sports reporters scoffed at these new games. One writer even referred to them as the Look Ma No Hands Olympics. However, no one could deny the passionate athleticism and creativity that X Games athletes put on display. The games scored with devout young fans of extreme sports. The event was scheduled again for the next year with a name change. The Extreme was trimmed to X. A year after that, in 1997, the Winter X Games debuted in Big Bear Lake, California with mainly skiing and snowboarding events. The 4-day-long Winter and Summer X Games have been going strong ever since. For many years, they were held in different locations around the United States. The Winter X Games took place in Aspen, Colorado, and then moved to Minneapolis, Minnesota. In 2014, the Summer X Games moved from Los Angeles, California to Austin, Texas. ESPN isn't just showcasing extreme sports during the X Games. It's trying to make a profit. Extreme athletes spend a lot of money on gear, clothing, music, and video games. The network gets advertisers to pay money to reach consumers by buying TV ads and other advertising. Some extreme athletes have cashed in too. Businesses act as sponsors, paying them to use company gear and wear logos on all their clothes and equipment. A handful of professional X Games stars, including Tony Hawk, they signed sponsorship deals worth millions of dollars. Most, though, earn much less or nothing, especially when they're starting out. The ever-evolving X Games. The X Games are based in American ESPN has tried various international expansions over the years. France, Brazil, Australia, and other countries have all hosted different X Games events. Thailand, Malaysia, South Korea, and China held X Games in Asia between 1998 and 2005, and then again in 2014 and 2015. In 2019, X Games China began. X Games in Norway has been going strong since 2016. No international competition have proven as successful as the American Games though. Although the games occur for the most part in the United States, they are still global events. Athletes from around the world take part in qualifying events in hopes of competing in the X Games. International X Games as well as qualifying events and demonstrations help promote the X Games to a global audience. That events that make up X Games change from year to year. Some surprising events featured in early X Games include skydiving, barefoot water ski jumping, and super modified shovel racing. Barefoot water ski jumping is when a speedboat pulls a skiless skier. The skier does tricks and flies off a ramp with the hope of landing upright. Super modified shovel racing turns a snow shovel into a super sled capable of high speeds and major crashes. The X Games constantly updates events as organizers adjust the lineup from year to year. In fact, only two sports remain from the first games in 1995, skateboarding and BMX biking. Which sports are passed out or added depends on four main factors. Does the sport have a lot of enthusiastic fans? Is it considered a real sport requiring skill and effort? Are companies supportive of the sport and are they willing to pay for advertising and sponsorships? Can the event be held without travel to special sites? X Game Groceries. X Games Alice's are a playful bunch. Some of their creativity is found in the words they use about their stunts. Digger, a bad fall while trying a trick. Whip, turning a Moto X bike flat in midair. Kiss of Death, the handstand during a Moto X bike jump. Nothing, completely letting two go off the bike during a BMX or Moto X jump. Rail Grind, jumping a skateboard, snowboard, or skis onto a metal rail and sliding along it. Superman, BMX or Moto X trick where the rider kicks backward while holding onto the handlebars to give the appearance of flying. Competitive bungee jumping was another event that didn't last. It seemed more like fun than sport as competitors leapt off a platform with long elastic cords wrapped around their ankles. As they fell and then bounced back up, they performed twists and flips that were scored by judges. Popular water sports, surfing and wakeboarding, were axed from the games because they require specialized locations. Most X Game events are built around a few core sports. Skateboarding is a cornerstone of the games. The 2018 Summer X Games had 6 skateboarding events. Skateboarders perform tricks as they shoot up and down ramps in skateboard vert, short for vertical, and skateboard straight. Skaters navigate a skate park that features obstacles such as steps, rails, ramps, and slopes. Judges score riders on their technique and style. The Winter X Games has less variety. It included only 4 sports in 2018: skiing, snowboarding, snowmobiling, and snow biking. In slope style, skiers and snowboarders ski downhills and perform tricks on ramps, rails, and other features. Snowmobile competitions include both races and trick events. Athletes competing in snow bike cross-X race and perform stunts on motorcycles that have been converted into snowmobiles. As the X Games has evolved, the Olympic Games has also tried to capture some of the magic of the X Games to attract younger fans. It has added events made popular by the X Games, such as a half-pipe events for skateboarders and snowboarders. Atlases often take part in both the Olympics and X Games. Unlike Olympic atlases, X Games competitors are not part of a national team. They compete individually and sponsors pay them. One of the more surprising parts of the X Games are the Major League Gamer events. Since 2017, e-gamers competitors who are skilled at the video games have taken part in these events. Their participation has been controversial. Many people question how gamers can compete for the same medals as extreme atlases. X Gamers. The X Games has produced a generation of legendary extreme atlases. With new ones on the rise, here are a few of the atlases who had risen to the top of extreme sports and made X Games history. Bryton Zwenner skateboarding. Zwenner was just 13 years old when she won the Women's Skateboard Park event at X Games Minneapolis 2017. Cholu Kim snowboarding. Tim was just 17 when she won gold at the 2018 Winter Olympics in the women's halfpipe. By then, she'd already tailed 6 medals at the X Games. Nisha Huston skateboarding. Huston dominated the Summer X Games skateboard street competition from 2009 to 2016. He has pocketed more prize money than any skateboarder in history. Travis Pastrana and Moto X and rally car racing. Pastrana has competed in X Games motorsports events, riding away with 17 medals, 11 of those gold in 15 years. A laboratory for action sports. For people unfamiliar with extreme sports, X Games atlases may seem a little crazy. They propel themselves to astonishing heights, clinging to the board of bike of some kind, then land gracefully, or crash spectacularly. They try tricks that leave them with road rash, black and blue brushes, and broken bones. Crowds may be awestruck when an extreme atlas seems to effortlessly land a mind-blowing stunt. What fans don't see, though, are the years of daily practice and experimentation atlases put in to reach their goals. Tony Hawk says he practiced the 900 tricks for 13 years before landing it. These athletic daredevils may be incredibly bold, but they are not reckless. Mastering their fear and succeeding leaves them with an amazing sense of empowerment. The X Games has helped push extreme sports into the mainstream. Fans love to watch as X Games atlases attempt what seems impossible and, by both failing and succeeding, prove how amazing the human mind, body, and spirit can be.